Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets presented by BettingPros. You know me, no voice, no guys. Me, really rough, villain rough, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your serves.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point? I can't do anything right.
You'll do fine.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
See, I got like a ritual. Like when we lose, I ain't even getting a shower till early this morning. I just be mad. I just brush my teeth. But it's like I don't deserve soap. I don't deserve to do all that. I'm just focused on like trying to get back and.
Yeah, man, I'm just focused on trying to get back. Like I didn't even shower last night. I was just so disappointed in my performance. And you know what? I talked about how bad the Magic been defensively this year, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna figure it out. This is a big spot, must-win game on the road. Kind of want to get the season on track. No, they don't. In fact, they actually do nothing the whole second half and just let the Pistons run up and down the court on them. They were scoring in the first half, but I mean, it was just complete non-effort in the second half. And this flies over. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies and the Sun just never get Suns. I always say the Sun like I'm talking about WNBA. The Suns just never got the traction, and then they started playing this close little bit of a back and forth game towards the end. Ja hits the buzzer beater, and I was at that point. I'm rooting for overtime. I need some more points. I need overtime at this point. Ja hits the buzzer beater, ends the game. We don't get any extra time. We fall short there. Ugh, yikes. Yeah, bad 0-2 day there. But it's all right. I got a couple of plays to get us back in the win column today or in the loss column if you're fading me. Depends. All right. Let's talk about first Hard Rock Bet. If you have not already locked in the Hard Rock Bet, you need to lock in the Hard Rock Bet because this is where you can get down on all the NBA action that you're looking for. You guys, Thursday Night Football going off today as well. Hey, if you haven't placed a bet there, it's okay. Not too late. Just place your first $5 bet, and if it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your payout. All week long, you can get an NBA parlay boost for all the games. So make sure you go tap in and get those promos, rewards, and all of that over there at Hard Rock Bets. All right, let's see here. Let's talk about those Orlando Magic yet again. So right now, the total's at 240.5 for their game against the Charlotte Hornets. I really don't want to play with fate. And if you want to fade me here, because this typically happens to gamblers where they start chasing things the next game. So I don't know, but just think about your gambling history. And have you ever placed a bet on a player, on a team, on a total, anything like that? And you had your logic, you had your reasoning, it sounded good. And then it just kind of doesn't fall into fruition. But then the next game, everything you said that was going to happen in the game that you bet before, you end up taking the opposite the next game, and then that doesn't hit. And so that's where I'm kind of scared here. So if you want to fade me with this one, I understand, completely do. But here's the logic here. We have the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets who are going up against each other in Charlotte, 240.5 here. You have the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets, who are both incredibly fast-paced teams this season. Incredibly fast-paced teams. That is all they want to do right now. They want to run. The Charlotte Hornets are third in pace. We talked about the Orlando Magic yesterday. They were what was it? They were like 9th in pace yesterday, maybe 10th in pace yesterday. And then they end up dropping down to 16 because of that game against the Detroit Pistons, a slower paced team. It was a slower paced game that just had a whole bunch of made shots in it. And so the pace did drop down, but it ultimately didn't matter because the Magic defense was so bad. But with the Charlotte Hornets, your pace isn't dropping down. If you go look at who the Charlotte Hornets have played and you analyze their pace stats according to their other games, the Charlotte Hornets sped them up every single time. The reason that they couldn't get over on Miami and we lost to Miami players because Miami runs at the first fastest pace. You can't speed Miami up any faster than they're going. But they sped up the Wizards, they sped up the 76ers, they sped up the Nets. Everybody had to catch up to the Charlotte Hornets. And so with this game, I'm going to still take the over 240.5 because I think the Orlando Magic are still going to be trying to play catch up with how fast the Charlotte Hornets are playing basketball this year. It is right now, if you, the second, the tie, so you got two teams, the Toronto Raptors and Miami Heat tied for first, and then you have the Charlotte Hornets tied for third. I mean, not tied for third, but sitting there at third. So you have that right now going for you. You have the Charlotte Hornets team that's absolutely blazing, scoring fast break points like nobody's business and getting out in transition, being able to score. They're sixth in fast break points this season. And that's going to be an issue for the Orlando Magic, who is 24th in fast break points allowed this season. So that's a really, really big issue. You're going to see them get out in transition. You're going to see a lot of Colin Sexton and around the painted area. And that's what's going to really, really hurt the Orlando Magic defensively here is their transition defense going up against this Charlotte Hornets team that likes to run, 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 run. So with that being said, I do still think the Charlotte Hornets defense is abysmal. They're giving up 124.8 points per game. That's 26 in the NBA. They're 23rd in the NBA in defensive rating. Like this is still not a good defense by the Charlotte Hornets. And I do believe the Magic are still very much desperate in terms of where they saw their season going and where they are right now at 1-3 going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who everybody thinks is still an easy win in the NBA. I like points. I think points galore in this game. I know I just took the under last game. It was a bad bet by me. Should never put myself in that predicament. I'm going to try again here with the Hornets with the over. The Hornets are 4-0 to the over this season. The Orlando Magic are 3-2. 3-2 to the over, but 2-0 on the road to the over. So let's see what we can do here with the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets going over 240.5. And then before we get to the next game on the slip, I got to remind you that we are still giving away that Penny Hardaway signed Team USA jersey. You can get that. All you have to do is subscribe to youtube.com/bettingpros. Comment on any fast break bets video. You're here right now, so comment on this one, and you will have a chance to win that signed Penny Hardaway Team USA jersey, courtesy of our friends over there at pristineauction.com. Make sure you go check them out. But you'll have an opportunity to get in a contest for that jersey. All you got to do is subscribe, comment, and you are in. All right. Let's talk about the next game that I wanted to mention. We're talking about the Miami Heat going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are laying 6 here at home. You know what that means. I have the flow chart. The Miami Heat are playing a game. Are the Miami Heat a dog? Yes. Take them. Take the Heat as a dog. Heat +6 here. That's going to be the play. I just talked about how they are the fastest team in the NBA right now. And it's a lot of because the change of offensive philosophy for Eric Spoelstra this year with this team. He's really stopped doing a lot of ball screens. You don't see the Miami Heat setting a lot of ball screens, and I think they run ball screens at like the lowest percentage in the NBA right now. And they have just sped that offense all the way up. And it's done really good for them. It's been wonders for them with Norman Powell, and Norman Powell's been so good for them. And they've been able to get different guys involved every single night. Jaime Jaquez looks really good, really, really close to what he looked like his I was about to say his freshman year, his rookie year when he was going absolutely insane. This Heat team scoring 131 points per game right now. Now, albeit this Spurs team is really good. They're scoring 121 in their own right, ninth in the NBA. That's first in the NBA for the Miami Heat, by the way. The Spurs second in points per game allowed on defense, 104.5. The Heat are 13th, 115.7. But you got to take into account the Miami Heat are running up and down the court every night. The pace is crazy where, yes, you're going to have teams score points just because how fast the pace is moving. But if you look at the defense for the Miami Heat is still very solid. Fourth in defensive rating in the league. Spurs are second for comparison. So these are still two good defenses. If you go and you look at the Knicks game, you'll see that the Miami Heats really do still play good defense in terms of a slow pace game where the Knicks slowed that game down and the Heat were able to get in their half court sets and still play really good defense and have the Knicks shooting under 40%. I think it's going to be something that's along the same here, where the Spurs are going to force them to slow the game down. They're still going to get into really good defensive sets. They're going to force the Spurs into some tough shots and keep this game right there by the wire. And we'll see. Maybe the Miami Heat find a way to squeak it out and get the win outright. At the very least, I think they keep it within 2 possessions of Wemby and the Spurs here. And that's going to be the big thing. What is Bam Adebayo going to have and going to be able to do to slow down Victor Wembanyama? What is going to be the plan by Eric Spoelstra to slow down Victor Wembanyama? I think this is going to be a coaching chess match between Mitch Johnson and Eric Spoelstra here. And I think Eric Spoelstra is going to have a little chip on his shoulder and say, hey, whatever Mitch Johnson throws at us, I'm going to have a counter for it, and I'm going to have my team prepared, and we're going to be ready to go. If they can force turnovers in this game, it will be so much easier for the Miami Heat. The Spurs are 26th in turnover rate. The Miami Heat are 9th in turnovers forced. So I think this is a great opportunity for the Miami Heat here. Take advantage of a matchup. Give these Spurs a really good game and potentially their first loss in the season. So I will take the Miami Heat as a dog, as I'm supposed to, +6. And those are the two plays that I have for you today. Hornets and Magic over 240.5. Heat +6. With that, I'm at @reallyreal__. Make sure you give me a follow on X at BettingPros on X and TikTok at BettingPros NFL on Instagram and YouTube.com/BettingPros, where you can, once again, make sure you subscribe at YouTube.com/BettingPros, comment on your Fast Break Bets video, and you'll have a chance to win a Dominique Wilkins signed jersey. With that, not Dominique Wilkins, I'm sorry. Wow, I got stuck. I said Dominique Wilkins. It is Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway Team USA signed jersey. That is the jersey for the month. Penny Hardaway Team USA signed jersey. So make sure you go get that. And with that, that's it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just getting it like this. We are out of here.